Long ago, in a time when gods walked the earth, there lived a mortal woman named Medusa. She was as beautiful as a sunrise over the Aegean Sea, her hair flowing like rivers of silk, and her eyes so striking that even the gods took notice. But beauty, in a world ruled by jealous deities, could be both a gift and a curse. Medusa was no ordinary woman. She served as a priestess in the temple of Athena, goddess of wisdom and war. Devoted to her sacred duties, Medusa vowed to remain chaste, dedicating her life to the goddess. Yet her beauty attracted the gaze of many, including one of the most dangerous gods in the pantheon, Poseidon, lord of the seas. Poseidon's desire for Medusa grew uncontrollable. One night he pursued her into Athena's temple, ignoring her cries for mercy. Though Medusa begged for the goddess's protection, Athena did not intervene. Whether out of pride, jealousy, or a grudge against Poseidon, the goddess watched in silence as the sea god defiled her sacred space and violated Medusa. When it was over, Medusa, broken and humiliated, prayed for justice. But instead of punishing Poseidon, Athena's rage fell upon Medusa herself. In the goddess's eyes, Medusa's very presence had tainted the temple. As punishment, Athena cursed Medusa, transforming her beautiful hair into a nest of venomous serpents. From that moment, anyone who gazed directly into Medusa's eyes would turn to stone. Medusa fled, exiled to a remote island, alone and filled with despair. Her curse made her an outcast. No mortal could look upon her without being turned to stone, and the gods wanted nothing to do with her. Creatures of the wild, sensing her power, dared not approach, leaving her to wander in utter solitude. The woman who had once been admired for her beauty became a monster feared by all. For years, Medusa lived in isolation, haunted by memories of her former life and the injustice she had suffered. She grew bitter, not just at the gods, but at the world that had abandoned her. With every statue left in her wake, be it a curious traveler or a lost soldier, her heart hardened. Yet beneath the fearsome exterior, she remained the same woman, trapped by a curse she could not break. But Medusa's story did not end there. One day, a young hero named Perseus was sent on a dangerous quest to slay her and bring back her head. Perseus, the son of Zeus, was cunning but terrified. He knew what awaited those who looked directly at Medusa. Armed with a mirrored shield given by Athena herself, Perseus set out to confront the Gorgon. Medusa, sensing his arrival, prepared for battle. She knew that her life was drawing to an end, but she had grown weary of hiding. As Perseus approached, she did not run or plead for mercy. She stood her ground, accepting her fate. Using the reflection in his shield to avoid her gaze, Perseus struck with precision, beheading Medusa in a single swift blow. The moment her head fell, her curse was broken, and from her lifeless body sprang two children, Pegasus, the winged horse, and Chrysaor, a mighty warrior, both fathered by Poseidon. In death, Medusa's story became a myth, her monstrous image a symbol of terror. Perseus carried her severed head with him, using it as a weapon, for even in death, her gaze could still petrify anyone it met. And yet, there was a tragic irony to Medusa's fate. Though the world remembered her as a monster, few knew the truth, that Medusa had never been born evil. She was a victim of God's vanity, punished for a crime she did not commit, and turned into a tool of fear. Her story was rewritten to glorify heroes like Perseus and elevate the gods who had betrayed her. Over time, Medusa's legend became a warning. Beauty could be dangerous, the wrath of the gods unpredictable, and monsters could be made from those who were wronged. Beneath the monstrous exterior, Medusa's curse was not just a punishment, but a reflection of the cruelty of the divine. A reminder that even the gods are flawed and justice is not always served. And so Medusa's name lived on, her image etched into the stories of mankind. Not as the victim she once was, but as the monster she had been forced to become. Yet in the silence of forgotten temples and in the shadows of ancient statues, her true story lingers, waiting for those willing to see beyond the curse and recognize the woman within.